Now here we are in the friendlier and safer for the violin confines of Walt Disney Concert Hall here in LA for the playing portion of Week 14's Welcome. And as I said, this week, even though we're looking toward the excerpts and looking especially at the Schumann Scherzo, since it combines a lot of challenges, I don't want to rush into it, especially for those who aren't used to doing a lot of playing every day. And, those who want to take this seriously, I get it. And that's exactly the right attitude, but it can lead to tension. And so the first thing I want to do, and the first task I'm going to ask for, is a collection of some etudes to ease into this preparation and to see that we're starting off as easily and as tension-free as possible. So, for the left hand, what I'm after are etudes that really let you take a look and a feel at how the fingers of your left hand set up and how their action is. What we're after is a left hand that does not need to adjust based on what finger you're playing. So something very common is first three fingers look great. To play the four, you've got to do something weird with the wrist and reach out the four and cock the wrist. We don't want that. We want a setup where 1, 2, 3, and 4 can go down without seeing changes in the wrist and the back of the hand. So for some of you, that may mean coming in a little bit closer to the neck than you're used to. That's something you can take a look at if you haven't experimented with that. That way all the fingers can go down and come up easily without changing the shape of the wrist and the hand. That's going to be crucial for playing things quickly, under pressure, and accurately and consistently. The next thing to look at with the fingers of the left hand is that you want them going down and lifting with the same shape. This is another common thing I see. Fingers going down like this, but coming up like that. That's maybe an exaggeration. But they go down with a curve, they come up straight. Especially that 4. 4 often wants to fly up and be way far away from the action. And consequently, then a lot of people get uncomfortable with their fourth finger. They don't want to use it at all, or in pressure situations. You want to be able to use it when you need to. So, and this may take a couple weeks in and of itself, which is why we're easing into this. You'd like a fourth finger that's curved, coming up as well as going down. And that you can practice without the bow. You can do it while you're watching TV, having dinner, whatever it is. That the lifting motion is as important as the placing motion. I love to I love to put only as much pressure on the string as necessary, but to lift with great speed and energy. So, the Schreideck exercises are the perfect way to start listening and being aware of that. You play as many notes on a bow as is comfortable. You don't have to go with the slurs that are marked there. So lifting those fingers, especially the 4, that should be done with energy and, as I say, with the curve. I'm playing it quickly now to make this video not last even longer than it needs to. But play the tempo that's going to let you move the fingers the way you'd like. And take it slow. That's what this is about, taking a new look at your playing. You may want to use dotted rhythms to even it out. And just to get it very even and fluid. Another etude that's along those lines, but that is more difficult, is Kreitzer number 9. That one you should really only start working on once you're comfortable with the shape of that fourth finger. You'd like the fingers 3 and 4 to feel easily set up on the instrument, reaching back for 1 and 2. It's natural and just fine, actually, to reach back for 1 and 2. It's going to lead to problems if you're reaching up for 4. So, then the last etude that I would love to see is the Don't etude number 6, and that combines this sort of left-hand action with a bit of a trill exercise. As it's written, or a little more quickly, now you can do a couple of things to make this etude a little more challenging, but also more valuable. One is to have the first finger down when you start a pattern. So rather than and then placing the first finger, have it down to start with. In other words, 1 is always on the string unless you're playing an open string. That's going to be a great habit to build for the work that we're going to do. This etude has all kinds of variations and so forth. Chaining them together, again, what you're after is ease in the left hand, freedom from tension. Now, turning to the right hand, the only thing I want to see is what kind of spiccato you have going. And the crucial thing about spiccato, it doesn't exactly matter how it sounds yet, how fast you can do it. What is important is that you can start it with a metronome. So that if I turn on a metronome with a certain pulse, I can play 3 to a beat or 4 to a beat, whatever I like, and that I can rely on that. As I say, it doesn't have to be fast yet, it doesn't have to be virtuosic yet, but I'd like to see that you're putting some work into being able to start it on cue and in a rhythm. So I always start mine from the string if my beat is bum, bum, bum. And if I'm doing 4s, bum, bum. And that's really it. If you'd like, if you're feeling confident with that, you can put some notes to it. Not necessarily the notes of the Schumann Scherzo, but, for example, the Schreideck or Kreitzer 9. Because this will also build coordination between the two hands in the spiccato stroke. So, it's a lot of small tasks rolled into one, but I think it's going to give you an excellent look at State of the Union. Where are you with both hands? And it will let you ramp up the practice time gradually if that's what you're interested in doing. If you've been playing for an hour, don't immediately go to 2 or 3. Start with an hour 15, an hour and a half, and use these etudes along with perhaps a first look at the excerpts and a first look at your solo piece. Just have fun playing the material, gather your recordings and videos that you're going to listen to, that you're going to use for inspiration, and post that video. Look forward to seeing you for the start of week 13. Thanks for being a part of the challenge.